You are presence. You are presence, or being itself, or the empty space, the no thing in which everything appears. The actual you couldn't possibly be the body, mind, sensations, the actions, challenges, and adversities, or even your search for peace and liberation, or your chosen path towards it, because all of that is temporary. It just comes and goes. Yet you are always you. The I is always the same. Whether you declare, I am a happy child, I am a striving teenager, now I am a struggling adult, now I'm a declining elder. Your I is always the same I. If you're over 10 years old, not one single original cell of your body remains. And the cells, neurons, and synapses that make up what you call your mind are constantly changing. Even your beliefs and everything you think you know keep being reassessed throughout different periods of your life. That I sense is the only thing that remains the same, even as all phenomena appear to rise and pass, right? You, the true you, are present for all of it because you are presence, the empty space in which all of that takes place. Now, the amazing thing about that presence, that everything appearing to emerge from nothing, is that in its unlimited potential appears to arise the idea that there isn't presence, that there is a me looking for presence or isness, looking for enlightenment. Just an idea that nothing being presence is absolutely complete and whole. And in that immaculate wholeness arises this idea that it isn't an immaculate wholeness. Just an idea that we are these separate entities that must struggle and strive to reunify with that presence. When in fact, presence, or this nothingness space of potential, is the only thing that's real, that's permanent, and that we could possibly be. So we run around thinking that we are not wholeness or presence, but our bodies, minds, lives, dramas, deaths, and the things happening inside of presence. And as we grow, we are conditioned to accept this false me persona with conviction, only later to complain as seekers how hard it seems to let go of this false identification and remember we are just presence, the space it all appears to be happening in. And so the suggestion here is that a shift in that erroneous perspective is possible. A small young fish approached a mature wise fish and asked, "How do I reach and experience ocean?" The mature fish said, "Ocean? My son, you are swimming in it." The young fish said, This is just water. I want ocean." We want presence because we believe we are the separate, ever-changing me, separate from presence. It's the exquisite paradox. And what's amazing is that in its unlimited potential, this presence or wholeness that appeared as non-wholeness, looking to find wholeness again, can suddenly crumble, be seen through. And all that remains is presence, space, the emptiness in which all lives and things appear to be happening to no one. And we see that we are that presence, and that all exists inside of us. You are not in this world. The world is inside you. Now, we can't cause this awakening to our natural reality as everything, as presence, because it's already our natural state. And because the me trying or practicing to cause that thinks presence is still something outside itself that needs to be acquired or attained. And yet, the false me sense can completely, unexpectedly collapse, revealing there never was a separate me, only presence, only being. One such story of that apparent collapse came to us from Jean Klein. He said, a complete change occurred one evening in Bombay. I was watching flying birds without thought or interpretation when I was completely taken by them and felt everything happening in myself. In this moment, I knew myself consciously as presence. The self-image had completely dissolved and freed from the conflict and interference of the I image. All happenings belonged to presence, being, awareness, the totality. Life flowed on without the cross currents of the ego. Psychological memory, like and dislike, attraction and repulsion had vanished. This everything and nothing presence that some people call the self was free from repetition, memory, judgment, comparison, and appraisal. He said, the center of my being had been spontaneously ejected from time and space into timeless stillness. In this state of non-being from time and space, the separation between you and me vanished completely. Nothing appeared outside. All things belonged in me, but I was no longer in them. There was only oneness. I knew myself in present happening, not as a concept, but as being without localization in time and space. In this non-state, he says, there was complete freedom and full and objectless joy. There was pure gratitude, pure thankfulness, thanking without an object. There was only presence. You are that presence. You are that presence. You are the space everything is occurring in, not the occurrences, not the events. That's all you could possibly be. It's the only thing permanent, changeless, stable, and one. Until and if that collapse of the false me identity happens, you can occasionally stop in your daily activities and your identification with the me to let go, drop back, and feel yourself as not this and not that, but indeed the presence in which all appears to be happening to no one.